Gearbox has always marched to the beat of their own drum, and their paddle's responsive feel and unmatched durability help them earn a loyal fan base. But the new Pro Series pushes spin, power, and durable construction further than any paddle on the market today.
The Pro Series comes as either a power or control model with the choice of the fusion or elongated shape. Interestingly enough, both shapes are the same width and have the same handle length, but with the elongated model, you just get an extra ½ inch of reach at the very end of the face. All models and shapes weigh in at an approachable mid-weight 8 ounces and measure 14 millimeters thick. All 4 models have very light twist weights and light to moderate swing weights depending on the shape you choose, and high but very manageable balance points.
Rafael Filippini, the CEO of Gearbox, he puts his extensive expertise with carbon fiber to work on the Pro Series with 6 new technologies, all on top of his proprietary solid span technology. Those are the carbon fiber tubes or ribs underneath the impact-resistant layers of carbon fiber.
The Power Pro and Control Pro carry many of the same construction elements, but there is a key difference in the 2 models. Power Matrix technology.
Do you want to know what it is?
In the Power Pro separates the core, paddle frame, and the handle, allowing the elements to work independently and store and release more energy at impact. Now, what does this mean for you? The ball sinks into the face and springs off with incredible efficiency, offering you the highest tier of both spin and power potential.
TXR surface grip technology looks a lot like what many would call raw carbon fiber, but it's an impressive addition to this already tech-stacked lineup that lets you grip the ball better than any gearbox before it. Instead of a simple peel ply, the texture is actually built into the mold.
Flex Play technology is designed to optimize the bending and stiffness characteristics of the carbon fiber face to work in tandem with the core and frame for optimal feel and stability during play, while Precision Core technology works to perfect core density, creating a massive sweet spot. Now, these claims are harder to feel individually during play testing, but for sure, Gearbox did something right here, because the twist weights and swing weights of these paddles are actually measuring pretty low, but the stability and power forgiveness they're offering are off the charts.
Gearbox uses Smart Dampen Technology in their frame to reduce vibrations and deliver a plush feeling on the impact, despite the thin 14mm profile that was a welcome surprise to our elbows and joints as we swung out on the court.
Last but certainly not least, Quiet Tech creates a lower decibel sound than standard paddles, ideal for noise-restricted communities and disguising the power behind your shots. And once you play test these paddles or play against one, it'll be one of the first things that you notice.
The tech and craftsmanship in each one of these paddles is truly a marvel, and they only really matter though if it equates to performance. We've all read marketing hype that turned out to be just hype.
60% of the time, it works every time.
That doesn't make sense.
But with Gearbox, they go all out on their tech naming, but you feel it in the play. Their Pro's performance matches or even exceeds the description.
The Power Pro is one of the most powerful paddles I've ever hit, and that's at a pedestrian 8 ounces. The ball actually seems to trampoline off the face and allowed me to push opponents back and put the ball away effortlessly, all with a smooth feeling at impact. Now, if you go from a Corolla to a Corvette, there will likely be an adjustment period, and the same goes for these models. Expect some time to get used to them and focus on softening your hands to slow the ball down and unlock all that they have to offer.
While players may be lining up for the Pro Power model to blast the ball as hard as they can, the Pro Control is still a powerful paddle by industry standards and should not be overlooked for fear of being too slow. I actually felt that the Control model's pop was easier to adjust to right out of the box and without me having to change my game. And if you're still developing your drops and dinks, the Control paddles could be the better choice for you. Now, I prefer the Control elongated, but that's my game. Leave comments below on what you think is going to be the right model for you.
The longer the ball stays on the face, the more time the paddle has to influence it. And when you match that with raw carbon fiber, you get incredible dwell, impressive grit, and it comes together to form one of the highest spinning lineups in the game. I felt comfortable attacking from anywhere on the court with confidence that the ball was going to bend back in the lines. And my topspin drives, when my opponent was at the net, seemed to find my opponent's feet even at full pace. Now with this impressive spin potential, you should also be aware that spin coming to you will impact your shots more than you're used to. And you may need to adjust your face angle to counteract incoming spin to keep the ball in play. Now, the trade-off is well worth it in my mind, but it's something players should be aware of when they try these paddles.
Similar to other Gearbox paddles on the market, these things feel indestructible. And why that probably isn't true, it's close. These paddles will last you a long, long time. One of my favorite things about the durability is paddle tapping, dropping, or tossing.
And that is it, and a paddle is in the crowd.
Who would do that without ever fear of damaging the paddle?
Both models and shapes share nearly identical static weights, twist weights, and balance points, with slightly higher swing weights on the elongated models, moving from light to moderate. Though the balance points are high, the thin profile and low weight metrics make all of these models fairly maneuverable, with the slight edge going to the Fusion. Single specialists and baseline bangers will appreciate the additional reach of the elongated models, but they are similar enough that you really can't make a wrong decision.
So which model is for you? Well, if you're still developing your soft game but want access to impressive power and spin, go for one of the control models. But if you want immediate access to raw power and you have soft enough hands to manage it, the power models could unlock shots you've never hit before.
Now, I primarily rely on hand speed and counterattacks to win points, so the Fusion models were perfect for my game. But I wouldn't hesitate to play the elongated models if I wanted to play a more aggressive game from the baseline.
On the other hand, I start with the elongated, being vertically challenged, shall we say. I love the extra reach, and I need a little bit extra pop. I can't generate it myself, that's why I go for the elongated. With some of the most revolutionary tech ever seen in pickleball, the Gearbox Pro Series lives up to its name. And it won't be long before you see these all over the local courts and on tournament podiums.